All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your watch list for June 4th, 2019, and it was a historic day as far as rates go, and I think we're coming into a historic week, so I hope you guys are ready. Okay, I won't get too hyped, but we got a few plays we got to go over. I want to talk about the plays we made today that we're in, and I'm going to teach you guys something right here, right now, and do not forget it with these watch lists. When we cash out of a play, especially if it has a lot of time on it, you want to keep stalking them because you could come back to them when there is this volatility crush and you'll be able to get back into it. So I want to highlight some of these plays. We did take profit on a lot, but it was a crazy morning. We got killed on some premium sells. We made money on some premium sells. We made some killer trades on screen I'm going to show you guys are on stream. So make sure you guys are there in the morning, pre-market, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/the stock market. But more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, you need to post your watch list below. Post any stocks that you're watching or interested in. You have any questions, source information. But let's talk about the main things. I think I should probably get this in writing, actually. Hold on. All right, so I figured I'd get it in writing so we could look back at this tomorrow. I don't want to be overly confident, but this whole market is just reminding me of something. But pretty much I'm expecting tomorrow that we open at lows and rip up, or even a gap down and rip up. But essentially something going up, or even the cuck, but a lot more serious. And what I mean by that is the market will kind of, I think it's going to kind of just stay really here. We might just see a blank, something along these lines. But realistically, what I'm getting this from is we're seeing the first sort of yield panic. It's a mix of October and December when we saw the curve invert. And again, we need to talk about bond rates, but the big thing, even down to oil, and again, I brought this up on the oil chart. That's another important thing to be watching here. But I think I'm going to show you what one of the biggest things we need to watch tomorrow. But as we see this downtrend here, I'm expecting kind of, what we saw on the 10th and 11th, and then it kind of leveled out for a day or two, came up, and then it came back down. So that's why I said it's like the cuckening, but more serious, because I think it's going to stall out, but it's going to be a lot more aggressive, and that is something we saw today right off the bat in the morning. It was a lot more aggressive. It broke through supports like butter, and that was a key, and you could tell because although it hit it a few times, the moves are a lot more clear, but these were a lot bigger moves, bigger candles. The volume was slightly above average, but again, that was the one thing we said to be watching out for as it was picking up here. You guys remember on that watch list, or we talked about, it was right here a few days ago, and now we're seeing it, and now you're starting to see that volume accelerate. So that is going to be a big thing to watch for tomorrow. But again, the big thing I'm really trying to compare this to is October. So we're starting to see some of the same influences. I think a lot more pressure, but now the market is used to it, and you're seeing that absorb differently. Here was, really the difference is when the market can expect it, or maybe when the market's more prepared, and then when the market's less prepared, or even policymakers are even less prepared. Because if you look, they're very similar moves from almost exact same points to exact same points, but the difference was the time it took. This one took about a month, while this one took 10 days, just above, 2 trading weeks. So you could see the big difference. So again, we will see something, like this. So it doesn't have to be this cuck because, and stay here because it's just moving slower. It could even be a move down slower. So that is where we have to watch out for. I could easily be wrong, but I am going to try to take advantage of that. However, I do understand this tomorrow, and I hope you guys do. This will be the epitome of the watch list. That's why we want to even look at the plays that we made. I'm even going to show you guys clips to understand even somehow the interesting market behaviors to take note of, even what we saw with the UVXY and the S&P 500. I'm telling you, this is going to be what will make or break winners or losers in FOMO or everything. Maybe I should get this in writing for you. There is going to be some level of move that is going to make the contracts very, very, very cheap if there is going to be the bigger move. So essentially, like I'm saying, if we don't get any sort of movement staying still and we see any of these big moves that are happening, even in general, I did take a big loss on that Amazon premium. We're going to go over that. I'm going to wait for the mornings to find these contracts just like the plays we've made, and I'm going to wait for that opportunity where they get cheaper. We really just got to pick a few contracts and companies we like, zone in on the contracts, find ones that are already good, and, we could play both short-term and mid-term. But again, we want to definitely get get time in the midst of all this. So keep that in mind, but let's get to the plays in the stocks to watch for tomorrow. I will show you guys the plays we made and the exact options at the end because I'm going to show the clips from the stream that we had. But right off the bat, Microsoft. I brought this up towards the end yesterday. I want you guys to have it right here off the bat because like we talked about it yesterday. If it broke 120 and now there was a few things happen. Again, there was a lot today. China manufacturing was bad. U.S. manufacturing was bad, but again, we're even hearing now more escalation news from even Mexico later in the day. But we're still the trade war is not looking good. But one thing that really moved the markets, and that was right here. Two things happened pretty much consecutively, and we were able to make plays on it, thankfully. But first, you saw what Bullard, Fed Bullard, he came out and he was saying that the Fed was thinking it might, or he said he thinks it's appropriate for the Fed to begin talking about cutting rates. Now, we had a big talk about this. You guys can watch my video. Go search the Trading Fraternity, how to predict the stock market crash. It's the main video on the channel, and I explain the yield curve and all this in depth because this is, and that's, again, a big thing to watch for tomorrow. But essentially, if they do cut rates, that is the signal. That would be bad in the longer scope or even a mid to longer scope. But in the shorter term, the market might take that as, stimulating the market. Again, even people like Donald Trump have said cut rates to spur the economy. So again, you could see how people might interpret it differently. Again, so that's why I encourage you to watch that video and study up on that. But literally right after that news came out, we saw right away Apple came out and they got the FTC. Somebody could put the agency below, but they got the access to probe them. So we're going to see. And again, there was a bunch of issues today. This is what caused tech to really drop. And now here's the title of the video. There was a down Friday, down Monday indicator, not on the Dow because it closed positive. Same thing with the Russell. So this is where it gets weird. But again, we saw the Hindenburg. Now we're seeing this. And again, that down Friday, down Monday, again, even with a positive Dow right now, that indicates volatility in the next few trading days. Usually it's pretty much the next, right from now to the next week and a week and a half. But essentially, this could be either this is where market bounces or this is where it drops from. So it will be very, very interesting, but there's that. Again, don't let me forget, but the bonds, where are they? You guys could just even search bond rates. CNBC brings up a nice one. It's very easy to see, but this is the key you guys are going to watch for if the short term are higher than the long term. But again, bonds are coming up right now. That's one thing to watch. I know oil futures were actually coming down before I started making this video, so now they're up. These two things are going to be very important because the main thing I was going to share with you guys is the dollar, and this is what I wanted to really talk about. The dollar has a lot of things, even with rates going down on the bonds, that's indicating the dollar is actually going to go up. Think about it. If the rates are going lower, if you had a stronger dollar, that's why you would even want bonds. So right before we see the dollar strengthen, usually there is a sell-off, and that's why we, wait for, and that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes things will cause it, but the same thing causing it could actually all react at once with all that. But why bring that up? I'm taking you guys back to October. It's kind of similar what happened here. The dollar was up a little bit. It was up before that, in August. The market didn't react as much. But there's the 9th, and the market was already coming down for a few days here before those two big days. As you could see here, it was coming down the days before. The dollar was up, and again, if you guys are familiar, rates were doing something very, very similar. But the dollar was, it was hitting highs, and that's where the market weakness was coming from. And then finally, those days that the market really dropped, the dollar dropped a lot, and it had those two big gap down days before it led to that round of strengthening, which led to November and December until the dollar started to come down with everything, and then, that helped bring the market up. But again, now we are past that point. We're back strengthening. That's a big sell-off in the dollar right there. That means things could either turn around or this could do the next cycling. So watch out for that, and watch out for all these factors. Again, it may sound boring, but we're balling off boring. If you guys have been paying attention, you guys are going to see paying attention to the live streams and even being in the watch list, man. They've been paying off. But let's get to the plays. Watch Microsoft breaking below 120. We made a play on that. We're going to get to the option chain when we get to that, but continue to watch it. If it does make a bounce, and watch how it moves relative. Now, the thing that we killed it on with Microsoft today, if you had to see it, again, I think I'll just show you the clip. it wasn't down as much, and you'll see it when we make the clip. The SPY was dropping considerably today, but Microsoft, it was definitely doing its own thing, and we took that. So watch to see if it does that again. Like I was saying, that antitrust news, it's affecting Amazon, Facebook, and even Google, Google especially. So watch them. They're going to be a great one to watch, but you have to be careful on the spreads with Google. That's the only thing that worries me with it. So be careful with that, but that's going to be another one. Everything in FANG, even Amazon, Apple again with the FTC probe, that's going to be a good one, and I'll talk about the phenomena with a few of the plays. Apple is going to be related to Boeing, and same thing with Caterpillar, and these are all three to watch, and Apple will be the most sensitive to the market moves, but pretty much you could take this as the Boeing and Caterpillar, they will move with the market, but at a much slower pace. If you really put this in a perspective, it's doing what the SPY did, but just much slower. So pretty much what I was telling people today, and they got a little confused, what I was saying is that just like Boeing, kind of like Apple does it a little bit, like I said, it's a little less sensitive, or it's a little more sensitive, but essentially you'll see the market come down, and not until the market really starts to hit another point here, that's, the market starts to hit a low, then it'll finally start to come down and give up those points. So you may not see it take every single low, and it doesn't have to make these bounces as big, but eventually if you do start to see lows, some of these stocks that are holding up, they will make their descent. And again, these are all related to, again, Boeing has its own issues, but even stuff related to the trade war. So watch Caterpillar. We made a play on there. Watch Zillow too. I saw that on the low ticker, but we made a play. But again, now Facebook, they had another thing again with the probe and the charges in it. It looks like the government is really just coming after big tech, or there's some message being sent. But this really just destroyed Facebook, and you guys will see the clip. How it came out was very, very interesting, but we made a play on there. So watch out for that. Facebook, we want to see it's really got itself out of the drama. Now, really why I'm bringing this up, anytime we've had Facebook drama, it's same thing from the stock trading boot camp. Object in motion. You're really going to see, those are earnings is really different than when it takes the kind of news-related drop. So it has momentum and it will stay, but it's also a slow mover, and it kind of will pick up over time. So you got to think time. We got a free option with a lot of time on there. That's going to be great. So just keep your guys' eyes out for that. But watch Facebook. Again, this is another option we sold out of today. FedEx, we sold out of the puts. But again, watch how this holds up, because the bright spot today was Russell, the small caps and transports. As you see, it's even closing green, even though it says it's down. Even though it closed down, it still did better. I closed out of my contracts on it. I took profits. I'm going to wait to come there, but watch out for that. Even watch IYT, anything transport. Like I said, even from yesterday, watch the airlines. They actually ended up being up, so keep a good eye for there. Another play that didn't really move much today. It moved a decent amount. It kind of looked like Microsoft. I was a little bit more hesitant to play it. I think we might just have to catch it on one of the morning moves. So that's why I'm saying keep this on lookout for tomorrow's Square, because we've been watching the banks. We've been watching the Wells Fargo. We even made another Bank of America play today. Whoa, I don't know. Whoa, look at the banks at close. I didn't see that. I don't know if all the banks did that. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But either way, Square could be an intermediary play. You could even watch PayPal as well too. That had some moves, but even as well today, I'm trying to think other stuff we played. We got those Zillows. McDonald's, it started to kind of make the reverse move. As you see, they're even on the close, when the market started to bounce a little, it started to go positive. I did hit my call, so I don't know what the after hours move is, but we did make a play on that. I think we should just get to the option chain soon. I think last one even too. Watch pharmaceuticals. I played a quick play on Abivi. It was kind of a quick gamble, but seeing how those moved is interesting. I'm going to keep my eye on UNH, Anthem, and all those. Watch now too with even McDonald's and what it did. Watch Home Depot. Watch how these value stocks, if they do start to get the bid and we do see any sort of cuck or even bounce on there, that could be, watch how those stocks play out. That could be very good. Again, go for the less volatility, and that should even put in mind AT&T and Verizon. They've kind of been holding up regardless. So see if they've been doing good with the market being weak. See how they react the days the market does good now. That could tell you a lot. But a lot of stuff to watch for. Keep eye out for the news. Watch out for China and all that. But that's pretty much the gist of that. Post your plays as well. But let's get into the options. Oh, watch Boeing as well. So I'm going to show you guys the trades that we made today, but I'm going to actually include clips from the live stream today because they highlight, the important types of move that you could see. And again, it's just not really reflected in the chart, but best of all, I did this live on stream. You could even hear him when I did the Microsoft one. So come on stream. I've been calling out when I buy it, the strike price, what price I'm paying for it. I want you guys to learn. But like I'm saying, I tried it on Thursday, Friday. It worked out good. I want you guys to learn from it. That's why I'm trying to see if this is positive, and I want you guys to take, if you hear me call it a play, if you can find a better one, call it right back out. Let's, again, work together on here. Again, and shout out all the people. You guys have been holding it down too. So I want to, share insight with you guys. But again, I'm awful at trading. I'm most likely going to lose. These plays are all lucky. Consult with a financial advisor. You guys be very, very smart with that. But it's really cool to see in real time, because in a lot of this, there's a few things I want you guys to take out from all these plays and try to adopt it into next week. We got time on both of these plays. Yeah, we would have killed it on the weekly, but even then, we were still able to come away with solid positions that are really setting us up. Again, we did a lot of things. We made them free. The minute we doubled up our money, we sold back our initial investment. We got our money back. Got time, made sure it wasn't just a weekly. Best of all, we went small. We scaled in small, and it still did some damage. You didn't need to go too hardcore to hit some of these plays, and they made very, very great percentages. So this was the first one, but again, like I said in the beginning, watch, because when there is an IV crush, wait for these to become cheaper. If they even fall below, now we have a place marker and know what price we paid. If they become cheaper than where they were at the beginning of this morning, we could, use that to identify risk and how the market's pricing risk. But we got these in the morning. You guys will see the clip when we're done here with the options, but it was around this time right here. We got them at 37 cents, put them on the stream alert. We put out the call. Oh, this is Facebook, not Microsoft. So again, this one came out after, and I'll explain it, but it went up to around 70 cents, I believe, a pop. And again, we spent 35 cents. I sold out just under 100%, took my money out, and then the other one shot up. So I'm still holding one, got my initial investment back, and I just pretty much have a free one. It closed at 99. But now this one, this play, like I talked about earlier, you'll see it in the clip, but Facebook was looking weird. And when you see the clip at the end here, you'll notice how it was. But pretty much the key there was the volume. And we talk about it later throughout the day. But the point was, it was huge volume like we've seen at other points, but it was just it was stalling while the market was acting normal. So that was not good. But that's going to be one of the plays to watch, and watch Facebook, because again, like we said, object in motion. But I like those June contracts. If we do want to maybe make some $20 gambles, I would even go to the next week's, not the weeklies, but you wait till that bounce I was talking about in the morning and take full advantage of that. So watch the Facebooks. Then the next play we made was the Microsofts. Now, I think a lot of people like these. These were good. We got these right off in the morning. Again, June 21st. The problem with these were far out of the money, and you could tell I believe that because I spent the same price. I spent about 25 cents, I think, or like 26 cents. So it's like $30 after commission. But I got the 110s. These were really, really far out of the money, and that's what I explained today. When you get further time, when the stock makes a move like today, even though there was a big move, you'll make a little bit, you make a decent amount on the contract. But when you go to the weeklies, with the 110, if we got in the morning any of these weeklies, if we could have spent the same, we could have got these actually. Yeah, we would have been at these. These went $30 to $130 at the high. They still closed at $130. Whereas, take a look at our 110, 26 cents. I think, was I the first trade on there? I think I was. The trade. I think that was everybody in the cult coming in right after, actually. Yeah, I think I was the first trade on there when it started. You see that one kind of went up. It's not up as much percentage-wise, but, it has a lot more time and it's going to hold. But the thing with these, more time, pretty much the closer it gets to the money. So when it really does start dropping, that's when it really starts to rally on the gains. And again, the best part is multiple contracts. But I bought two of these. I spent $50 total. We got those in the morning, and it went up 100%. Did the same exact thing. Or no, excuse me, I didn't even grab two of those. I only grabbed one. So again, that was $30, and it makes sense because they're $30 after commission or just under. But a 110, it was far the money. I did want to, I wanted to play the volatility and with everything going down. But now when you see, look at how it looks. It's hard. This is why you guys have to watch the clip at the end. You'll see it. When we were playing Microsoft, it's very hard to visualize. We played that in the first 13 minutes, so it was coming down. It looks like it was big, but you can't really see what was happening. But essentially, everything was already down 1.5%, 2%. The market was up 0.5%, but pretty much Microsoft was only down 0.1%. So it looked weak. It looked like, I said it looked like Facebook, where it was just selling off right in the morning. It wasn't doing any of this pop or bounce. But the difference was Facebook was already down a few percentage points. So Microsoft looked exactly the same relative weakness, but it was only down a 0.1%, meaning the stock really hasn't moved. So that's why, even though at the end of the day it did move 3%, it's a slow mover, but when it did move, it made that big move, and you could even see what happened on the S&P on the clip. Look in the top left at the time, you'll see how the SPY was reacting, but I even explain it real time, and again, that's why you guys want to be on the stream. But there's that. We also did the McDonald's 205 calls for next week, so I'm not going to have clips for these, but I'll scan through a lot of these real quick. I got the June 14th because if you guys know me, I wanted the 202. I love the 200s or 202.50s, but again, here was my issue with the volatility. McDonald's was looking strong today. Pretty much the SPY was hitting lows, and McDonald's was pretty much holding up. It was getting ready to kind of do that rotational thing we look for, but I was still worried. But again, it looks like it was strong. I wanted to get in early, so that's why I got next week. The June 21st were too expensive because the whole point was I'm unsure, and I know you could get a really slow burn on McDonald's. I want to go in small, so I only bought one contract for $30. So I got this for like $29, $30 after commission, or so $34 after commission, so $29. But again, I'm unsure with it. I know I'd prefer the 202.50, but I'll take it. I got my hand in the cookie jar, so now in the next week or so, depending on how McDonald's plays out, I could start honing in on those. But if McDonald's does go crazy, that would be enough to set us up for a good place, or at least get a good place marker on in terms of time. So watch out for that. Watch out for the bank stocks. I'm trying to make a play. We did June 7th today, or June 21st, 25 puts. Again, grabbed a few, but went pretty small. That one's going to be, that is June 21st. I don't know why I said June 7th. That was the NVIDIA. We did a straddle on NVIDIA. But watch Bank of America, and the NVIDIA one I think is a good play. The put is actually up already 36%. It was up 100 at one point, so that's going to be good. But I like the Bank of America puts. We've been stocking these before. We had the 7th, and we pretty much rolled over to the 25s. We just paid more money to get the same strike. But I'm going to be watching these and waiting for the banks to fall. Wells Fargo's already leading. Or, again, too, if they do start to signal a bounce, they could be good. Again, lower volatility, and they still have, impetus to move based off the news. But we got the Caterpillars, but I think that's pretty much it. What I want to leave it on, the deadly Amazon play. So you guys, this is what I get for flexing 92% and being, this and that. And there's the ego for you guys. It's humbling experience, man. It's like, damn it, right when we were just getting excited for it. And again, I fell in line. You start making more trades. But again, I did want this to be a lesson for you guys as well, but that is not why. I cannot say that's a justification for this play. I made the play because I wanted to. You guys remember, I sold the call. We were up on that, so I closed out of that for around $860 profit today, but we closed down $1,700. So we're down just about $900 total on the overall play. But remember, I sold that as insurance to the call, but the stock kept going down. Now, the thing was, this was just a surprising event on Amazon. It shouldn't have moved 5%. So now, at one point, I was down $2,700, and if Amazon, drops tomorrow and gaps down, I could get crushed. It is very risky because I don't have the same time. I have 4 days left on this contract. So come to the stream tomorrow to watch how I'm going to maneuver it. I have a few plans, so this is what I would like for you guys. Post what you think we should do to get out of this play. The options are, actually, I don't know. Let's see if you guys could come up with my plan. I have a few different plans, but I'm going to share them with you on stream. I'm going to be excited. There's going to be a lot, you guys, so make sure you're there. Make sure you post your watch list. Come prepared. Keep your head in the game, you guys. Be smart. Make sure you save your money. Don't get too jumpy. We got the stream. Don't be afraid to take it slow. You can't make the money if you're broke. I heard that from Uncle Answers back in the day. So keep that in mind. I love you all. Get ready. Let's go. Yeah, that could actually hit this week. Microsoft's dropping now, too. Microsoft. So here's the thing. Look at Microsoft, you guys. That looks like Facebook, but Microsoft's only down a 0.1% right now. Microsoft's kind of expensive, though. There's a lot of IV in these. I'm just comparing the prices. Yeah, the prices are really expensive. So watch out. Soli's dropping too now. Let's see. I mean, Microsoft looks decent. Wind's coming down. You guys were saying that. Roku, I haven't looked at Roku. That's a good call out, though. We should take a look there. I have Microsoft up here. Even Boeing, Facebook's dropping more. UNH, I didn't even look to UNH. Amazon's coming down even more. I kind of like the Facebooks, or excuse me, the Microsofts. All right, I grabbed a Microsoft June 21st. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to tell you guys the plays now. You guys remember that? You guys remember when I kept giving you the plays last week? Did you guys like the video? Did you guys do that so I could tell you which ones I got, or did you not like the video? If you didn't like the video, this is going to be very awkward. But nah, I got the what's it called? I got Microsoft June 21st 110 puts. FTC alert on Facebook. Oh, yeah. No, Eric, if you're brand new, bro, don't ever buy pre-market. Nah. Yo, Facebook looks really, really weird right here, actually. Yo, hold on. Yo. Check Facebook. What's going on with that? That looks weird. Check, where's that FTC thing? Yeah, so Facebook's dropping out. I'm looking for a play on this. I might want to go on the shorter term. Oh no, the shorter terms are going to be crazy. Facebook's starting to move right there. All right, I grabbed Facebook puts for next week. Or no, excuse me, June 21st. Which strike? All right, I got the 125 or the 145s for June 21st. I got two of them at 37 cents. So I'm just look at the movement. That movement right there, for it to be holding out like that. I have June 21st puts I wanted to even sell too. But man, that type of movement on that is crazy. Verizon